Okay. All right. So the first question is, Tommy, I've been splitting my Roth IRA basically into three brokerage accounts: Fidelity, SoFi, and also Acorns. The idea
Correct.
is, what are you investing into with those accounts? Is it the same investments or is it different investments? Obviously, with Acorns, you have no control, so it's whatever they're kind of like giving you. With SoFi, you get to
Right.
pick them, and Fidelity, you're picking your investments also, right?
Yes.
So, what are you investing into with Fidelity and SoFi?
With Fidelity and SoFi, it's I have three with Fidelity. It's the small cap,
Mm-hmm.
large cap, small cap, large cap, and the what is it? The full market. I can't remember what the
Okay.
name
So,
of it.
probably small cap, large cap is probably like the U.S. market you're talking about. Probably the international
Right.
market also,
Correct.
and the emerging market maybe.
Emerging market. That's the one I was looking for. Correct.
Okay. Now you're doing this also with SoFi, Fidelity, and also a little bit with Acorns, right? The same thing in a way.
Yes. Yes. Pretty much so. Yeah.
All right. So here's a problem with that, right? The good thing is that you're investing, so you at least you're doing something. But the bad thing is basically when it comes to investing, there are three main things you want to take a look at, right? The first thing is going to be dollar cost average. It means you're investing the same amount of money every single month or every single week. That way you get to buy, for example, at an average price. So if I buy, for example, every single month, at the end of the year, that means I basically bought at the average price for that year. So the market crashed, doesn't matter. I bought also when the market was down. If it was up, I also bought then, doesn't really matter. You get the average price, right? That's the first thing. Now, the second thing is going to be basically rebalancing. Now, rebalancing means if your whole goal is to say, hey, I want to have 25% in the large cap, 25% international market, 25% in the small cap, 25% in whatever other market there is out there. The idea is because you're splitting yourself way too thin, you can't really keep track of the entire balance of the whole portfolio. That's why basically I have only one, and that's usually, for example, just with M1 Finance, and the whole rebalancing is done automatically for me. That way,
Right.
everything's exactly how I want it to be. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All
Yes,
right.
it does.
So as far as like Fidelity, SoFi, Acorns, how much would you say you
Hmm.
have combined there in total?
In total, about 30,000.
So I'm guessing since you said, Tommy, I have, okay, you probably have the most money in Fidelity, right? I'm right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Okay. Now,
I've got about 12,000 in Fidelity.
so SoFi has the bulk of the money? Um,
Um, no, SoFi's only got like there's only 5,000 in SoFi. I've
and in
got 10
Acorns?
in Acorns.
Oh, okay. I see what's going on here. Okay. I thought you only had $600 in Acorns. Um,
No, 600 in M1 Finance because I switched over
oh,
after I'd seen your video where it
yeah.
said that they weren't automatically rebalancing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. It's not
that's
the
why I
automatic
switched over.
rebalancing that's a problem with Acorns. They actually do that. The problem is that okay, let me explain this to you, right, DC. Let's say for example, you're trying to invest for the long term, right?
Right.
And you're aware of capital gains tax, right? If you sell your
Correct.
investments before 1 year, it gets taxed to you, and you have gains, for example, the gains get taxed to you as ordinary income. So you get taxed a
Right.
lot, basically, depending on what your income
Hmm.
bracket actually is at the time. Now, your goal as a long-term investor say, hey, I want to invest my money here for a long time, right? So it passes
Right.
that 1 year mark, keeps going, keeps going, keep going. And so when you take that money out eventually, you won't be taxed at that level. But the thing with Acorns is basically Acorns switched their portfolio. So I've heard around almost two, three times, right?
Ah.
Meaning the
Hmm.
investment they had before prior, they switched them over to other investments. So when they sold, that cost you money. It also cost me
Right.
money. That's why I
Right.
switched over because basically they have way too much power. With M1 Finance, whatever I pick and select, no one can change it except myself. And I'm not planning on changing because
Right.
basically I just want to invest for the long term. Does that make sense?
You've